One and all, welcome to the Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my very next guest of this week is this incredible actress known by the name of Brittany Bell, who will be playing the incredible role of Joan in Dome House 6, at the film, going to be at the film festival in the Gold Coast. So yeah, I'm about to add Brittany into the live now and have a chat with Brittany about her role as Joan for Dome House 6. So everyone definitely go support the project of Dome House 6 and definitely go give Brittany the warm welcome. Here we go, adding Brittany in right now.
Hello.
Hey, hi Brittany, how's it going?
Hey, I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much, Brittany, for taking the time to join my show. It's such an incredible pleasure having you on the show for tonight. To people that don't know who you are, Brittany, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, hi, I'm Brittany. Sorry, I'm adjusting my lighting here because it looks way worse than I thought it would, but we'll get there. Here we go. Yeah, so my name is Brittany and I'm a Gold Coast actress, and I started my acting career, I guess you could say, after graduating New York Film Academy in 2018. And I was very grateful and lucky to have a lead role in a feature film, House of Inequity, and then a supporting role in Steve's other film, Strangeville. And thank you so much for having me. That was such a nice introduction.
You're very welcome. So we'll dive right into the questions now, Brittany. So for my very first question, so as people know, Dome House 6, you actually have been casted as Joan for Dome House 6. What can people expect from Dome House 6, and what can people expect from for your role?
So I think people are going to be very shocked by this film. I think it's something that they might not have seen yet. I mean, you know, movies are tricky, that you always sort of feel like you're watching the same thing, just in a different way. But this is very unique and very different. And I think, first of all, for that reason, people will enjoy it. But the second reason is it's just the talent on this film. Hey, like the cast and the crew, everyone on it is so amazing and so good at what they do. And I just think it'd be so nice for Queensland to support Queensland in that way. And then for Joan, well, Joan's a bit of a mysterious character, actually. I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, you'll obviously get the gist when you see her, but she gives a different essence to the film, to the other characters.
That's cool. So on to our very next question. So how can you describe Joan in like one word?
Mysterious.
That's good. That's good. I like that. So on to our very next question. So how can people relate to Joan for Dome House 6? Like what makes Joan relatable in Dome House 6?
So with Joan, there's kind of two ways you could perceive her, right? Now, the first way is that she's a paid actress who's been is a spokesperson for this company. So anyone who's ever had a sales job or a customer service role, or, you know, you might be a bartender and your boss is like, oh, upsell that vodka. So then you have to be like, do you want the Ciroc? You know, like trying to do all that. So anyone can relate, I think, to that aspect of her. But the reason I use the word mysterious, and the reason I think the other way to look at her could be, hold on, does Joan know a bit more than what she's letting on? Does Joan have a bit more to do with this company than we think, rather than just being the face? And that is up to the audience to decide when they see it.
Awesome. So on to our next question. So who was like your favorite cast member to work with on Dome House 6 and why?
Well, I did my whole scenes in front of a green screen, actually. Yeah. So, well, the green screen was behind me and I acted everything to the camera. So the camera was my favorite cast member. That's the only one I had.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just straight down the barrel. But the crew, and obviously Steve, the director, and everyone who was there was amazing and make everything so comfortable. So have to give a big shout out to them.
Awesome. So on to our next question. So what made you decide as a person, and especially as an actress, like to get into like the whole acting industry in the first place?
I've known since year 3 that this is something that I wanted to do. but, you know, and I did bits and pieces at school and a little bit out of school. And then I went into the corporate world. And then I hit 26 and I was like pretty miserable and I was really exhausted all the time. And I had a partner at the time who said, why don't you just go study it? Like, this is what you want to do. And I was like, oh, all right. And it was the best decision I've ever made. Like, I've never looked back and I never will look back. I think it's just, I've always known, and it just took that push and balls and guts to just do it.
So on to our very next question. So if you could have any dream role in any like TV or movie franchise, what dream role would you want and why?
Look, I love comedy. So someone throw something comedy at me and I'll absolutely love it. In any, as like the Office type comedy or English comedy, American comedy, Australian comedy, all of it. But a role that I would love to be challenged by would be, I'd really like to play something mentally unhinged. Something where she's a bit like maybe vengeful, something that you don't know what's going to happen. And at the end, she has this huge, what's the word? Not meltdown, but like big moment of deciding what she's going to do. And yeah, I'd really love to play. I think that would be very challenging.
So on to our very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person and especially as an actress, like in the music industry, and why?
I've learned about myself as a person is that personally, and I didn't know this, but I hate emotion, apparently. I thought I loved emotions because I love acting, but something I've really come to learn is that is where I struggle as a person and an actor, is because I want to give so much, but as a person, there's so many blocks. But as an actor, I just want to be able to do it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah.
I've learned that. Like, I always thought, oh, I love emotions, I love acting, but as a person, I'm quite guarded. So it's trying to really bring that into my acting. And it's a forever journey. And patience. I think at the start when I graduated, it was like, all right, yep, I've got to be doing something now, doing something. And I still have that mentality, but I've learned that this industry is a patience game as well. You should have momentum and you should be going hard for it, but it might take a day, it might take 10 years to get the role that you really want. And as long as you're loving it, that's okay.
So on to our very next question. So what would younger Brittany say to yourself looking back? What would your younger Brittany say to yourself looking at yourself now?
I feel like two things. Maybe one would be, why didn't you do this earlier? But then I would reply with, you weren't ready earlier. You're only ready when you're ready. And I think the other thing she would say is like, yeah, she'd be proud. She'd be proud of me.
So on to our very next question. So what advice would you give someone wanting to start out in the acting industry, and why?
Honestly, just go to a class, go do even just one workshop or something to get your brain in it, to first of all see if you like it. I am a big believer in the saying, growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. And yeah, I just think you just have to start, and that's what I did. And then the ball just rolls from there.
So for our very last question, so like, as you mentioned, you've been in other projects. What's like next for you? Like, what's next for Brittany, like goal-wise, or any projects that you would like to announce on the show?
Well, I am involved in a web series coming up called Humbly Selfish. I get to play a really exciting role in that. I do have another feature film that I'll be in, but I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say that one yet. So I have to keep that one under wraps. Not to be one of those people, but you know, I just don't want to cross any boundaries. Yeah. But yeah, those two off the top of my head, but I'm confident that things will keep coming up.
Why do you think people should watch Don't Power 6, by the way? Like, to chuck that question in.
Yeah, honestly, because it's, like I said before, it's just such a different type of film. I think people are going to watch it and be like, where is it? What? Like, it's going to be so amazing and mind-blowing. And, you know, I think also, like I said, the talent as well, the cast and the crew and Steve, the director, like they're all hugely amazing. That doesn't make sense, but they're so amazing. I'm just so passionate about it. They're so amazing at what they do. And it needs to be recognized. And there's so much talent in this film, like I said, cast and crew, that that Queensland, that the world, that Australia, everyone needs to see, because there is so much. It's just unfortunate that, you know, like the big funding and everything doesn't get to come this way. So it's that's the other part. It'll be great for people to see what Steve's created on, you know, a low budget.
So I just would like to say thank you so much again, Brittany, for making an appearance for the first guest of this week on my show. It's been such an incredible pleasure having you on my show. Everyone, definitely go give Brittany one amazing support for Dome House 6 as the role of Joan. Any last final thoughts that you'd like to give to people on the show?
Oh, just if you are in this industry, Queensland or Australia or wherever you are, like, I get it. Like, it is so hard. You have such up and down days with it. You know, one day you're like, yeah, I've got a role, I'm great. And then after that, you might feel really depressed and down because you're not doing anything. But I think what I do is I always come home to, what else would you be doing, Britt? And would you be happy doing something else? And the answer is always no. Like, this is what I want. This is what I'm doing. And I feel successful because I'm pursuing my dreams. And I think for anyone who feels in that boat of scared and I'm not getting anything or whatever it might be, as long as every day you are just doing something to push you forward, you should be really proud of yourself.
Well, thank you. So thank you so much again, Brittany. It's been such an incredible pleasure. Everyone, as I said, go support Dome House 6 at the film festival this month. So yeah, definitely go support the project and definitely go support Brittany as Joan in Dome House 6. Thanks you so much again.
Thanks so much for having me.
Morning, Sydney. Morning, Micah. Gently inhale and hold and release.
Can we do something different? Like, maybe we can...
Sid, you know how important having a routine in this situation is. I know you're feeling a little unfulfilled. It's normal. But routine is why we're surviving so well.
Life form detected. Approaching the house.
What do we do?
There's nothing to worry about. There's no way that a person can penetrate this house.
We can't just leave them out there.
I took a chance letting you in. Consider yourself lucky.
Ursa, open decontamination unit.
My apologies, but you don't have authority to do so. Sydney, please stop.
Sydney, stop! Sydney! You coming in here, making yourself at home for the sake of Sydney. Don't expect me to like you.
And your type, is it?
When it's all about survival, I can't be too picky, can I?
You know, I haven't had this level of comfort in quite a while. Or human interaction.
I think it was the great Herbert Spencer who said it best. Survival of the fittest.
I'm failing to detect your heartbeat. Please confirm if you require assistance.
What happened to your sense of humanity?
What sense? Humanity is the reason we are in this predicament.